Hide your kids, hide your wives. The recession is coming. Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to bulletproof yourself from the recession so that instead of losing money, you actually make money. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to the video. My name is Yahya, founder and creator of Record Breaker, where I help you smash past your money records in the shortest amount of time by unleashing the power of your mind. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the recession. Now, you've probably seen it on the news, you've probably heard friends and family talking about it, you've probably read articles about it, and there's a ton of stuff on the media that's telling you, be worried, beware, be careful, prices are going up, inflation is nuts, stock is going down, crypto's down, real estate is down, boom, 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 be afraid. Yeah. That's what you are right now being conditioned to think, see, feel, hear, and live. You're living in absolute chronic fear and you're worried, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my savings if you have savings? What's going to happen to my investments if you have those? What's going to happen to my job? Because most people get fired during a recession. We've seen it across history. Every time there's a slump in the economy, people lose jobs. We saw it recently, a couple of years ago, in the pandemic. However, we have examples of people, some of my clients, who made money during the pandemic. If you haven't seen the video, I'm going to link it right here. So, these are people who made money during the pandemic with brick and mortar businesses, which are the worst hit during a pandemic, because that was also crazy time. So I'm going to share with you the exact strategies that I used with them, that I use myself, and that I want you to use to make sure that you do not give in to the fear propaganda, you do not give in to the worry, stress, anxiety, you do not give in to worrying about losing your money, but instead you flip the opportunity, you reverse perspective, you make smart decisions, and you make money. So the first thing you need to do is control the content you consume. This is how you're gonna bulletproof your mind and your ears and your perception from the recession. Whether it's television, internet, social media, whatever, you decide what you want to consume. In today's world, it is super easy to control what content you consume because remember, whatever we consume becomes part of who we are. Whoever we hang out with, whatever they tell us, whether we like it or not, whether we agree or not, it becomes who we are. It becomes part of our consideration set. When we're thinking about things, it becomes a factor when we're calculating things. It starts to live in our brain. So control the content that you consume. It is vital, it is critical. The second thing is control your focus. You get to decide what you want to focus on. Do you want to focus on saving money or do you want to focus on making money? There's a huge difference. So let me introduce you to the concept of confirmation bias. What this simply means is whatever we believe to be true and whatever we spend a lot of time thinking about becomes what we start seeing and creating more and more of in reality. I'm going to do a quick experiment with you right now. I'm going to ask you to scan the environment for red and I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Ready? Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Now, tell me how many blue things did you find? Don't look, don't look. How many blue things did you find? That's right. I'm willing to bet you didn't find as many, not nearly as many as you found red. Second question for you, how many things did you find that were not red, but were orange or brown or pink, and you force classified them into red? That, my friends, is a confirmation bias. When you are looking for something, when you're scanning the environment, all the bandwidth in your head becomes occupied with finding more and more and more of that. You find proof of it left, right, and center. And then you force classify things which don't even belong in that into the category because that's what your brain is scanning for. Now imagine if you're walking around with a confirmation bias that you're going to lose money during the pandemic, that bad things are going to happen to you, that you're going to lose your job, maybe your significant other is going to leave you. And what are you doing? You are priming your brain to expect that. You are filling up all the bandwidth in your head with that. You're filling up the bandwidth with scarcity. I don't have, I'm gonna lose, there's danger, I need to save, I need to protect. You are becoming defensive. You are going into survival. Help me, I need to survive. Now, if you're surviving, how on earth can you expect to thrive? They're literally the exact opposites of each other. Either you focus on saving money, or you focus on making money. Either you focus on staying, surviving, overcoming in life, or you focus on growing in life. So choose your focus. Now, there's a lot of people who will say pennies add up and saving pennies is a good way to sort of maintain your wealth, but there's a better way. It is always easier to add chunks of money to your wealth than to be scrounging for pennies and saving them and spending all your time worrying about, oh my God, how much am I going to lose here? How much am I going to lose here? Do I need this? No, you optimize your expenses, but you focus on making money, because you're going to realize that when your bandwidth is completely dedicated to looking around for opportunities, scanning the environment for opportunities, and you are convinced that you can make money during the recession, you're going to start finding them left, right, and center. It's going to excite you. It's going to make you happy. You're going to transform from a fearful state to a happy state. Now, the third thing that needs to be addressed here, and this is important, you need to get your act together, mentally and physically. If you're walking around sick, fatigued, bloated, tired, foggy-brained, you're not going to be able to perform very well. That's one of the basic tenets of high performance. You need to be operating at your A game. Now, how do you amplify? How do you bring about your A game? You fix your mental health and your physical health. You fix whatever gut issues you have. The gut is known as the second brain. It has the second highest number of nerve endings after the brain. So whatever you consume, literally whatever food you eat, determines the way you think. Most people in the world right now do not get enough sleep. So they wake up tired and they wake up literally dumber and more stressed out than they were when they went to sleep. So fix your routine and just add an hour more to your sleep if you can. And if you tell me, yeah, no, my schedule's like this, no, it doesn't matter. If it's important enough for you, if you prioritize it, and if you're serious about making money and growing, these are the things you have to do. So make sure you get your act together. Next thing, start setting targets. Daily targets, or weekly targets, monthly targets. Now, you don't need to set all of them at the same time. You can set a general monthly target, and then you can have a general weekly target. It's the daily targets that really matter, and you should set them the day before that day. So you're going to sleep on Sunday night, you should know what you're doing on Monday, and only pick 3 things that you're going to execute on, irrespective of how busy your schedule is. Let's say you have a job, let's say you're running a business, doesn't matter. Pick 3 things that are going to move you closer to your goal, and focus on those 3 things and executing those 3 things ruthlessly. Regardless of your routine, regardless of anything else, they need to be the highest priority for you. And when you achieve those 3 things, back off, celebrate, be happy. This is going to change, it's going to rewire your neurochemistry, and it's going to make you feel good about achieving, and you're going to look forward to achieving more. Now, if you do that every single day, you will achieve a ton of things by the end of the week, and a whole lot more than you possibly imagined by the end of the month. Next thing, start working sequentially. Most people in the world right now multitask. They've got a whole bunch of things going on at the same time. Don't do that. Just the act of multitasking is a stressor to the brain. That's right. It's literally stress to the brain. So do not do multiple things at the same time. Don't be checking your email and listening to music and having your food at the same time. Don't be half watching something and then half focusing on something. Don't be talking to somebody and scrolling social media. Don't do that. What it's going to do is it's going to occupy, it's going to expand, it's going to occupy all the bandwidth in your head, and you're going to finish that task much faster, much better. The quality is going to be much higher, and you're going to be a lot more productive. You will be surprised that you can actually achieve a lot more working sequentially versus working simultaneously. So make sure you start working sequentially. Next thing, you need to rewire your brain and its relationship with dopamine. All the social media scrolling that we do, all the channel surfing that we do, social media has successfully wired our brains to get 3, 4, 5-second hits of dopamine again and again and again and again and again. So we've become dopamine dependent, which stops us from doing something meaningful, impactful, slightly long-term, which requires slightly more effort because we get dopamine so easily. So you need to go on a social media fast. You can do it again. You can do it in steps. You can delete one app at a time, or you can delete all of them, whatever you like. But you need to rewire the relationship that your mind right now has to quick fixes of dopamine, whether it's social media or fast food or using certain medications or drugs, whatever it is. You need to look at how many things are you right now dependent on to feel normal. Not good, normal. That's how an addiction starts. It starts by feeling good, and then you need it to operate at your bare minimum baseline. Most people, that's why they keep scrolling social media. That's why we need hits of fast food, dessert, sugar, drugs, pharmaceuticals, shopping, spending money, all addictions. So you need to start rewiring your brain, your neurochemistry. Instead of doing these short-term things, go out with friends, go sit with family, have a meal with somebody you enjoy talking to, have a couple of laughs, start a project. Stop seeking pleasure, start seeking fulfillment. There's a huge difference between the two. Pleasure is temporary, short-term. Fulfillment is permanent, long-term. And you need that long-term vision to get you through whatever grueling tasks you need to do to optimize your day and to achieve what you need to achieve to make the money. Last thing, boys and girls, start practicing controlled adversity. This is a concept I discovered from Tim Ferriss, where essentially, we're afraid of a lot of things and our mind generally just jumps to worst case scenario, right? We lose our job and immediately we think we're going to land on the street. I mean, there's no logical reason. You can probably argue that if you stayed unemployed long enough, you might land on the street, which is still very difficult to sort of imagine, but yet our brain immediately jumps to that. So if you're afraid of becoming poor, losing all your wealth, start practicing that in real life, in controlled situations. So let's say you like to sleep on a bed, right? And if you're super poor, you're not going to have a bed. So sleep on the floor for a week. Let's say you're super insecure about the way you look, right? Super insecure. You're just always worried about what people are going to think of you, and it tends to hold you back. Deliberately wear, and I've done this myself, deliberately wear something that makes you look awkward, or that's not a good color on you, or that's not the most complimentary to your physique. Deliberately wear that, go out in public. The only thing you're doing is you're living worst case scenario in a way to desensitize your system from that fear. And essentially what you're doing is expanding your comfort zone, because the more discomforts you practice, the more adversity you practice, the more comfortable you become. So the thought of danger, of something going away, doesn't scare you anymore. It doesn't faze you anymore. And this then allows you to focus even better because you don't have those fearful thoughts running through your head. And these are all the methods you need, and this is the mindset and the approach and the physical set you need to approach the recession. Now, I'm going to link a video here which I specifically made for the tactics that you're going to use to start a business right now that's going to take you through the recession, and you're going to make a lot of money with zero investment. Go check that out right here, right now. Leave me a comment below telling me which of these points are you going to start straight away. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.